Okay.
Now we're recording. And we missed all the fun conversation about my sweaty hair and, Home Depot.
Yeah, we don't get to include the fun stuff. Stuff like
Well,
sweaty hair. That's too fun for.
I have some fun stuff for you. I'm excited to see what you think about these.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, we'll just start with some videos and we'll see where the conversation goes.
Okay.
Most people at this point, if they follow me at all, would know that it's been a little bit. God damn it.
Yeah, right there.
I was trying to see if I can get it to look better, but it doesn't want to. Okay, so hopefully there's sound. Yep.
What?
He got stuck in a textile machine. I'm gonna have to assume his legs are broken.
Oh my goodness.
They get him out, but I'm pretty sure he's close to death. He's not really moving. Oh, no, he stood up. Look at that. He's fine. How'd that make
That's why we have like safety regulations, I guess.
Sure. Those are all unconstitutional in my opinion, but
Well, it looked like he was just, I don't even know what he was doing. He was like lining something up, and then suddenly, in a second, he was.
I saw a video of somebody doing that when I worked at a warehouse. I guess I won't say which one. But and the warehouse I worked at didn't have these, but some of them have like a thing that comes from the ceiling and it spins around pallets to wrap them.
Okay.
We wrapped them by hand, but it's kind of like that machine. And a guy was by the pallet, not paying attention, and it came down and it just wrapped him to it. But because it's a machine doing it, there's no air, and he suffocated and died while everyone was trying to cut him out. So those things are pretty dangerous.
Yeah, like I said, I guess apparently this is why we have safety regulations.
Unconstitutional.
Death is more constitutional.
Well, yeah.
At least it's free. Damn it.
Yeah, it's the freedom to choose death is what I prefer.
The freedom to be an idiot and not pay attention and get killed.
That's fine by me. Yeah. It's weird.
Us people that pay attention will continue to inherit the earth.
Well, it's odd to me when you think about science-heavy people who everything has to come down like a scientific answer, blah blah blah. Which I don't disagree with, but it's funny to me that a big part of that community that'll push science without actually most of the time even looking into the science that they're talking about will also say things like you should be more compassionate and try to help these really stupid people, which kind of goes completely against Darwinism. Like if you believe in Darwinism getting us here and it's survival of the fittest, like why are we trying to keep what's holding us back around? I don't understand. It kind of just feels counterintuitive to me.
It feels counterproductive. If that is what the theory that you hold to, then yes, you would think that if people are weak and stupid, then they're not worth saving.
Well,
that would be the logical conclusion.
Not that they aren't worth saving. It's just that you should let nature take its course. Like if you see an animal out in the wild, like if you see like a bear hunting a deer, and it gets down, you're gonna go up and be like, stop. No, you're gonna like walk the fuck away. So like if you see a dude just like walking into traffic, I don't know, I'm not helping him. I'll hit him or something, but I'm not gonna.
Are you saying if you see someone walking in front of a car, you wouldn't save them? Or you're saying if you see someone walk in front of your car while you're driving, you're not stopping?
I guess both. No, I mean, I'll probably say like, hey, stop. But like at the same time, if I'm far enough away where like I'm like, I don't know if he'll hear me, I'll just watch it, see how it goes.
Because
that might be a poor example. Just a lot of things. Like when you see someone signing up for the military or like you see someone going to eat paint, it's like, at the very least, don't let them breathe.
I love that those are an equivalent in your mind.
They're not. It's just if you're going to do something dangerous, I'm saying. We don't need to save them, is all I'm saying. I mean, the military, If survival of the fittest, if you make it out, you know, whatever, go ahead and breed. But if you see someone eating paint, at least take the right to breed away.
Are you trying to equivocate like the line from Batman Begins, where he's like, "I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you"? Is that
you know, that's a more noble way of ignoring the fact that someone's about to hurt themselves severely. Yeah, I'll go with that. I'm Batman. I agree.
I'm helping you say this stuff in a way that is more epic, and
I'm just talking at this point. I'm like really blown out from I lifted pretty heavy, and then I just feel really stupid. So at this point, if no one was to save me from walking into this terrible conversation, I understand. I'm just going to say horrible things and see what you say in response.
Well, you're going to, I guess, say the crazy stuff, and I'm going to try to rationalize it and reel it back into a place where it's maybe a little more neutral. I'll try I'll save you from yourself.
Thank you. They shouldn't have saved that guy in the last video is all I'm saying.
You should have just let him die. But then it might mess up the equipment.
That's true, but it would have been funnier for me.
Yeah, but it would have cost more money.
I don't know. What about this guy? Should someone save this guy?
He's just gonna destroy his chest, this thing.
No. He's pretty jacked. Look at him. He can lift it.
Yeah.
Did you hear his scream?
Yeah.
Listen again.
That was very uncomfortable.
You don't like his scream?
It sounded like a man in extreme anguish and had more than anything a busted ego.
I think probably a busted sternum, actually. That was a lot of weight. I don't even know what the point is.
Yeah. I mean, you knew that was coming as soon as you saw it.
Well, it was called. All these videos are on something called HMFT on Reddit. It's a hold my feeding tube, and it's usually just people getting severely injured. But that one was called, I think, trying a PR without chalking my hands. So I've never paid attention. I guess if you watch heavy lifting, a lot of the times they do have
they have the chalk bags or whatever.
Yeah.
Make sure they can grip the thing that they could kill themselves with if they didn't use it properly.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly what happened. He didn't grip it properly because he didn't chalk. It's very important to chalk. That's how you escape Darwinism.
I mean, I've never lifted weights, but it would seem like being able to grip it would be pretty important.
Well, yeah, we all know that you haven't lifted weights, Marcus. You don't have to tell us. Why am I so important right now? No one ever wants to talk to me until I'm doing something. Literally, like, I'm alone all day with my thoughts. And then the second I'm finally in company, people want my attention.
Well, hey, I mean, at least you are getting notifications at any point.
I guess.
Like, nobody's messaging me all day, and nobody's messaging me now. So, you know what? Be grateful.
Yeah, but my messages aren't that nice. Like, I just looked and my wife said she wants a divorce. Is that really a notification I want?
No. Okay, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. I'll take my no notifications instead.
Fine. Are you enjoying these videos?
Honestly, they're making me like cringe because it's like it looks very painful, and I don't react well to pain. I don't know if you know this about me, but it's like I don't think pain is quite as funny as you do all the time.
I know. I was hoping that your reactions would be funnier.
I'm just like I get
in awe.
I'm in awe of the stupidity, and then I just feel bad for them because.
What about this one? This one I generally feel bad for, or genuinely, not generally. I'm fucking stupid right now.
Right now?
Most times, but right now is really bad. This one, I don't know what the guy could have done to avoid it.
Is that a giant falling rock?
Yeah, we'll watch it again.
I couldn't tell. It was
right up here. Watch it. The impact sound.
Yeah, it was.
get him out. Yeah, I imagine he's probably in rough shape.
Yeah, I love it how everyone's just sort of sitting there. It's like, oh, what happened?
I think at the beginning, a couple people jumped in, and then the rest were doing what I would do.
Sit around, start shouting and gawking.
I'm just here to watch. I just want to see how this plays out.
See, that's why I never go anywhere, because you step out of your house and stuff like that happens.
Yeah, that's true. You get hit in the head with a rock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
walk out my front door, boom, dead. Like
sometimes
that.
you crush your chest with a really heavy lift. It's just how it goes sometimes.
Well, see, like that, he set himself up for failure there. But that guy, like, literally was just out having a good time, not doing anything extremely dangerous, and then gets slammed in the head. He's just standing there and gets slammed in the head. So
I feel like God was just like, remember what you did last week? I haven't seen you in church in a while.
Like, I mean, that would definitely wake me up. If I hadn't been going to church,
I think I put him to sleep died. Actually. Let's just drop my water all over me. I did spill a little bit. Oh my God.
You'll be okay.
I hope so. Before we go on to any more videos, The Patriot. You like that? We watched that when you visited recently.
I liked it a whole lot, and
now you've had time.
You had said how great it was, and I was like, yeah, okay, it'll be fine. You know,
I knew it would be up your alley for sure.
I really enjoyed it. I want to. It's to the point where I definitely want to see it again, because
I own it.
It usually takes multiple viewings for me to fully formulate how I feel about a film.
It's also a long movie.
It is.
But even like you said, when we watched it, even though it's long, the pacing is so like right where it should be. It doesn't feel like a 3-hour movie. It feels like it feels shorter than like 2 hours, honestly. I mean, there's certain parts that kind of drag, but they're like the more, campy, patriotic sections that just kind of have to be there. But even then, they make sense for the movie, so they don't seem out of place or anything. It's just
they don't.
Lower points.
No, but I mean, no, it's there's always something developing. Even it's not necessarily because the film doesn't feel fast because it's action heavy. The film feels fast because characters are always developing, and whether that's in a fight or in a town hall meeting or whatever it is, we're getting
even
growth
side characters.
And movement. Yeah, everybody's got arcs that they're following, and
like even the one guy, he's like kind of in it. He's one of the
I think there's an airplane landing. I don't know if you can hear that outside.
Kinda, yeah. Podcast, what? Tell him to fucking crash it or something and shut up. Trying to record over here.
Turn around.
Like the one guy, he's in the militia. He's kind of like the toothless looking dude, and his wife and kid get killed by the British, and he shoots himself. Like that guy, you meet him earlier, and like you see him throughout, the movie, and every once in a while he'll talk a bit. And and then you see like he has a wife and kid. Because when you first see him, you're like, oh, he's just some like drunk or something. Then you realize, oh, he has a wife and a kid, and he made his son like the little wooden gun. But they never talk about any of this. It just shows it periodically in the background. And like he gives his son the gun, and then he says like, be the man of the house, protect your mom. You're like, oh, what seems like basic stuff. But then like all of a sudden like they run back to see the house, and his son's dead, and you see the toy gun there again. And, like they bring back things that just visually were shown in the background, really, or like for a quick second, just to give him a story arc that's not even spoken. And then you have
it's not spoken. It doesn't take up unnecessary screen time. It doesn't feel like
other events.
It's not pushed in your face. It's just like it's enriching the environment and the
makes period. Everyone feel real. Even like the guy like at the church meeting, the redhead, he doesn't want to go to war with the British. He thinks it's stupid, blah blah blah. And then everyone else starts getting recruited, and he changes his mind, and he signs up for the militia. And then
he gets swept up in the moment.
Huh?
He gets swept up in the moment.
Yeah, he gets swept up into joining an ideology, go around killing people. It didn't take much, but and then he doesn't like the black guy, and he's giving the black guy shit. But then slowly, again, just through the course of other events that are occurring, like they're in battles and shit, and then just like for 5 seconds, not even 5 seconds, they'll show like he falls down, and the black guy, instead of running off, runs back and grabs him and throws him under the log to save him. And then their relationship builds from there, and it's just quick little moments where like I think the final real moment with them, he's like, I'm proud to be fighting by your side. Or he says something like, oh, it's been a year or something like that, and the guy's like, I'm here on my own accord. And then it's like just quick little conversations that just boost like entire relationships that shows build for years, and you feel like you don't get anywhere. Like it's weird to watch like that level of writing just fucking pump down your throat. Not a lot of movies are done like that anymore.
No, and I was just looking up the writer, and it's strange. He only has on Wikipedia. He only has 8 credits for a film as a writer. That's really strange.
What else does he do?
He wrote Saving Private Ryan.
I've only written 8 movies because it takes me 20 years to write a script because it's a masterpiece. Okay,
and
maybe give him some slack, Marcus.
Now get this. Well, he didn't write. He doesn't have any credits on Wikipedia. Maybe I need to find another source that's maybe that it's but from 2000 2013 he has nothing. Okay, the Patriot in 2000, and then 2013. You ready for this masterpiece? Thor: The Dark World.
Thor,
the second Thor film, the one that nobody likes.
Did he run out of money maybe and just?
He retired after Saving Private Ryan and the Patriot, and then decided, oh wait, I need to. That's so strange.
I mean, how much does a writer even make off a movie? Because like it's not like Saving Private Ryan and the Patriot, even though they were both massive movies. I don't see the writer making enough money to just never work again.
Yeah, I'm just blown away that he only has 8. Maybe he does some TV stuff. Maybe that.
I think it's funny that like 2 of the 8 are 2 of the biggest movies I've ever seen, and they're both war movies.
Yeah, they're like the scope is just mad. No, he has 12 on IMDb. He has 12 writer credits, 2 producer credits, and 1 editor credit. And that's like all he's done. It's so strange.
He's more about quality than quantity. Can't knock him for that.
I mean, he's got. And he hasn't written anything since 2018. But
what did he do in 18?
He did The Catcher Was a Spy.
What the fuck? How's it go from like?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to understand. How you write Saving Private Ryan, you follow it up with The Patriot, and then you don't do anything for 13 years, and after 13 years, you come up with Thor: The Dark World.
What's his name?
His name is Robert Rodat.
Robert Rodat.
Rodat. Rodat. Just fascinating to me. I'm not saying I could write a better film than Thor: The Dark World. I don't know why that's the thing you come out of 13-year retirement for.
I mean, he was nominated for an Academy Award.
I want to see this guy write another war epic.
Yeah, his bio's not very big either. I figured I'd go look and see if like it said like, you know, blah blah blah, his wife and child died, so he just like disappeared for a while. Like people do that, I get that, but
there's nothing.
His biography on IMDb isn't very large either. It's just like here's Saving Private Ryan, The Patriot, Falling Skies. That was in 2011.
Falling Skies. I didn't see that. What is it? Oh, it's a TV show. Oh yeah, maybe he had some writer credits on a TV show.
He's Saving Private Ryan was 98.
I thought it was 99.
He graduated from.
Oh, it's 98. Okay.
He graduated from Harvard Business School and USC Film School. There's not much about this guy. That's right. 2 of like these massive movies, and there's no information on this guy.
Yeah, that's why I was shocked. I was expecting a long. Normally, maybe I know Saving Private Ryan was well received when it came out.
Well, the Patriot was too.
I would assume so.
I remember when I was a kid, at least. I mean, I was a kid, so I don't really know what the talk of the town was, but it was like a big deal. I remember my parents were like, "Oh my God, it's coming out soon!" Like we went to Hollywood Video or whatever and rented it, and I remember it used to be on TV all the time. I think it still comes on like for probably Independence Day and stuff. So I don't know.
Are they still airing Mel Gibson movies on TV?
They were. I mean, I think it was like last year it was on, even though he doesn't like Jews, so it's okay. Because for some reason they're categorized as white people, even though we don't like them either.
Well,
you're like, I'm not going to agree with anything you just said.
I don't. I don't have anything to add to that statement.
No, I know a couple of Jews, and they know how I feel.
And they still talk to you?
Yeah. Well, I like them, but they don't like Jews either.
That's the thing about Jews. Right. They don't like much of anybody.
Well, I was gonna say that's the thing about Jews. They don't like Jews either.
So they understand, I guess.
Exactly.
Oh, that's so weird.
All right, I got you another video here.
Oh.
You can continue to look things up if you'd like, but you ready to watch this one?
I'm ready. Hit me.
It's gonna play a few times. See what that is? Giant rock.
Oh. That's a giant rock that just comes flying through the windshield?
It's right here. It's right up past his right shoulder, like right behind the guy's head, and it comes down on his head. See? Now it's landing on his head, and it rolls out the door.
I want to understand where you just get giant rocks. Was it maybe there was a dump truck?
I'm guessing
carrying a bunch of rocks in front of them or something. I'm trying to understand how a giant rock comes flying through. It looks like a big old bus, so they're pretty high off the ground too. So
yeah, it's got to be something that had to have bounced out of. I'm guessing a truck of some sort is what I always figured.
Rocks don't really bounce that well, though.
I mean, I have like no way of knowing.
That would make the least sense of all. I just don't understand how it got there. I don't understand the.
We don't get that context, Marcus. Sometimes you don't get all the answers. That's just how life is. Like I would like to know the rest of Robert's life and why he stopped writing hits. I'm never going to know, apparently. Sometimes you just don't learn everything.
See if you know what? I'm actually maybe I'll try and see if there's like a business contact. Try to email this guy. Just
ask him like, hey, what happened?
Like, yo, what the hell happened to you?
How come you write such amazing things and decided not to give me any more?
I want a sequel, damn it.
Of which one? The Patriot. It's his great grandson. He's a sniper in Iraq.
And he has like
called the Patriot too. Flashbacks to the Revolution. He's like, my great uncle and his fiance died immediately after marriage. And he could put like blue ink in someone's tea. I don't know. It'll just be all like the same tropes from the first movie.
Red, white, and blue ink, please.
Oh well, I think it was black ink in the Patriot, but
yeah. So now we're being even more patriotic.
That's true. And everyone's white. Everyone in the movie's white, except for one black guy.
Well, you have to have a token black guy in there.
I said there's gonna be one black guy
to be befriended, and like.
Well, the black guy, we're gonna have one black guy, but he's also trans.
So we'd kill two birds with one stone.
Yes, but he also identifies as Latino, so it's 3 birds with one stone.
Well, why stop there? Why? I feel like there's got to be more birds to kill.
Well, throughout the movie, his character will develop into other things. By the end, he'll be a warthog when they have to get out of a swamp.
What?
He'll identify as a warthog and just
sniff his way out.
No, you're thinking like the animal. I'm thinking like Halo. It's like a Hummer, like a Humvee.
Oh, okay, yeah. I have no context here.
He'll become a practical tool used to escape a bad situation.
Gotcha.
At one point, they're gonna need a grappling hook,
and he's just gonna spiral up and.
Okay, I understand you were homeschooled, but in the education system, you were told that you could be whatever you want to be, and that will be true for this character.
Gotcha.
Till then, This video, I think, will cheer you up.
Okay. I don't understand what just happened.
He's picking him up and shaking him to see if anything falls out of his pocket, like a cartoon character would for like a bully or something.
I guess
Watch. He just picks them right up and puts them upside and shakes them.
I mean, I feel like there's a much easier way to. Okay, I see. I feel like there's a much easier way to do that.
That's probably the easiest way to emasculate him at the same time, though.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, or you could just turn his pockets inside out.
Okay, don't ever tell me that again. I just realized, like, I had other videos I wanted to show you, and they're not here anymore. I think the account must have gotten banned.
No.
Well, yeah, that does really suck, because I had a video I really wanted to show you.
You have to find it somewhere else, I guess.
Yeah, they got rid of ghetto fights.
I can't imagine why.
I'm never going to be able to find that video again. It was so perfect.
A bunch of ghetto fights? Is that what it was?
Well, there's a bunch of different ghetto fights, but this one specifically, the one chick, like, someone had her by the ponytail, and they were, like, twisting. And so, like, her head at one point, it looked like, it's like, I don't know how her neck didn't snap. Like, her head was, like, the other way around, and, like, the look on her face is, like, so much struggle, but it's, like, in the middle of a club, so, like, no one could hear her, and she's, like, trying to scream at first, and her head's just, like, twisted completely around, but no one's even paying attention to her, because the chick that's pulling her hair is facing the other direction. It's, like, it's fun. It's a fun video.
Fun. Okay. Okay, so it's videos? No, not really. The world sucks enough. I usually don't need to be reminded that there's people out there doing stupid crap to each other.
I think that
maybe I take life too seriously.
That's probably the problem.
How do we address this? How do we lighten up a little?
I will show you. Give me a second.
Okay.
Ghetto Barbie popped. Yeah, they must have gotten rid of ghetto fights. That's crazy. They banned it.
Who's they? What website is this? On Reddit?
Instagram.
Oh, okay.
If you notice, the picture is clearly meant to get followers. It's just a well-busted woman.
Yeah. That is definitely the #1 marketing opportunity. Oh!
That wasn't that bad.
It's the sound effect.
A great idea.
Oh, is he gonna pop it or something? What's happening here? Oh, he's gonna get kicked in the face.
What?
Nossa senhora!
Oh, is it what is
that? Cara do céu, quase matou a égua.
That's a piece of wood stuck in the horse? Why is this on ghetto?
What the hell?
That's so deep in it. Why is this on a ghetto fight? That music's annoying. What just happened? I think he hit the mom.
Look.
Oh, yeah, hit them both, and the kid gets up and yells at him. That kid's awesome. That kid's awesome. So it gets in his face, and then he comes back to help his mom. That's a good kid.
Very, very loyal.
Yeah!
Yelling, yeah. I don't know. The one's punching another one while yelling, yeah. That wasn't even like anything.
In your face, you're not doing shit.
Oh!
A lot of stuff is just annoying.
Just a bunch of screaming, and you can't really tell what's actually happening.
Yeah. The other one that I had was perfect because it was just literally it was just called ghetto fights, and it was just always people doing something ridiculous to each other.
You?
Real close.
Yo,
If you do what? Shut up, Chink.
you see this, right? Like, I thought this guy was freaking.
You know what?
Why do you call him Chink, yo?
I teach Chinese students.
But that's not a way to call a man.
I'm a terrorist, sad nigger, baby bomber, chick, babu.
You don't call people Chink.
I call myself a sad nigger, okay?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I feel like I need to rinse out my ears. What
I
is
didn't
her
expect
problem?
any of that.
And they say we're the racist ones. Holy cow.
I don't even know what she was.
Angry?
She didn't like Asians. Oh, that was a nice kick. That was another nice kick. The first one was right in the cooch, though. It's pretty legit kicks. This is amazing. That's amazing. I love every second of that. All right, I'm done with these. They're terrible. I saved the one, though.
Sad, sad world today.
Why is it sad?
This is our entertainment. People get it.
I like it, Marcus.
Why? Because you feel like we're weeding out the weak and stupid.
No, I just if we're gonna all die, I might as well watch something fun before it happens.
I don't know. I guess I haven't fully let go of the world. Like I still hold out some tiny little bit of hope, and when I see stuff like that,
too. But when I see stuff like that, it makes me feel better about who I am in my life.
I should try to look at it that way.
It's like I could be like
see,
this,
I'm
but at least I'm not.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of being out in the world and being stupid, I'm sitting at home by myself where nobody can see me be stupid. So I'm clearly doing much better than everybody else.
I always think I'm better than everyone else. That's what makes me better than everyone else.
It's just pure will. I am better.
No, I'm just a classical liberal at this point. It's just,
which is the way to be.
Yeah, you vote blue no matter who, and you're better than everyone else.
Because reasons.
Yeah, I was almost late to this Zoom because I had to climb down from my pedestal, and it's so high up there.
I'm always on time because I'm always at the ground level. I don't have to come down from anything.
You should try ayahuasca.
Try what?
Ayahuasca.
Elaborate. What's?
It's a psychedelic, very potent one. Then you'll have something to come down from. But I'm just...
Yeah. No, I'm good. Thanks. I appreciate the offer, but I'll pass.
All right. Well, with the time,
I drink water.
I have water right here. It just keeps leaking on me. With the time that we have left, is there anything else you want to say about the Patriot?
Watch it.
All right. Well, I guess we're done with the Patriot. How about the Idiocracy? We watched that too, didn't we?
We did.
Thoughts that you'd care to give others?
I wanted to love it a lot more than I did. This one,
I didn't think you would love it. I figured that you would just find it interesting because the type of movies that you like, you're not into stupid humor. You're not into potty humor. And the movie kind of relies on that based on the idea that everyone is so stupid that that's just normal behavior.
Yeah.
Which I believe I just demonstrated is potentially true.
And and I guess that would be maybe why you enjoy it a lot more than I do.
And like, at least we're not them yet.
Yeah. I like the concept a lot more than the execution for exactly what you said, because it does rely on all the potty humor. I would have loved it more if it had contrasted all the people that are idiots, but then had some intellectual humor in there as well, and I felt like
the problem was the main character was the smartest person in the movie, and he was like a very average person before going into the future.
right.
And I think for me, the movie kind of falls off because the way it starts is really good. I think with how like they introduce everything and the way that they're filming it is kind of like bouncing between like diagrams and time lapses and then slideshows, and then
the whole setup before the guy's
to the
arrested and then the whole thing's forgotten. It goes that whole setup was hilarious. I laughed.
After that. I feel like
I think I laughed more in that first 15 minutes than I did for like the next hour.
Because then it just kind of keeps relying on like the same joke over and over and over again, and it kind of I mean, there's certain parts still like when they get to Costco, and the guy's like, "Welcome to Costco, I love you." I thought that was amazing.
I see. Yeah, that was just funny.
It's just small little things that are still funny, but like the story itself kind of falls off.
It doesn't develop much. It has its setup, and then it just sort of does the same thing for the rest of the film. So yeah, I was disappointed in that aspect. I wish they had developed the concept further, but I did appreciate the setup and the idea of it.
I still like it, and I have a case of Brondo. It has electrolytes. It's what plants crave.
But it's what plants crave.
See, there's some parts that you took away from it.
Yeah, no, I still enjoyed it, just not as much. It's not something I don't think I'd ever like want to go back and.
Okay, well, next time you're here, we're gonna watch it 2 more times. Are those the only 2 that we watched? That's it, right?
No.
Oh, we
definitely watched 3.
Why can't I remember the other one then? I thought we were going to watch 3, and then we only watched 2.
No. We definitely watched 3 movies. Watched The Patriot.
Idiocracy.
There was definitely a 3rd movie.
I remember like Ex Machina was on the agenda, but we didn't get to it. And I think that's it. I don't think we watched the 3rd one.
I think we watched The Patriot last, didn't we?
Yeah, but we started it way earlier. And it's a 3-hour movie. And what time you got to my house? Like around like 11 or so. We probably didn't start Idiocracy till 12. So we didn't start The Patriot till like 3 or so.
I am 100% certain we watched 3 movies. This is going to bug me.
Wasn't anything I had on Vudu, I don't think, which I have like The Lighthouse, which I wanted to show you, but I don't think we watched.
It'll have to come back to me later. I was so certain.
Remember Bill and Ted I wanted to watch? We didn't watch those. I don't think we did. I think it was just those 2.
There's no way. I will message you later when it comes back to me. I am so certain that it was 3 movies.
I've been thinking about it. I can't remember a 3rd, but I could be wrong, I guess. We both happened to forget the same movie. I guess when we find out, I'll let you guys know it's that worth watching.
I think I didn't like it as much as The Patriot. I remember, but I liked it. Like I remember enjoying it, whatever it was. And then because this is gonna kill me.
I don't remember a 3rd. Was it like I guess a more serious movie? I don't think we watched the 3rd one because I remember I was looking at Half Baked and I was like, yeah, you wouldn't like that.
Well, I don't. It'll come back to me at a random moment when I'm not thinking about it.
Reservoir Dogs.
I knew there was a 3rd movie.
Yeah, we did watch the 3rd one. Yeah, Reservoir Dogs. And you liked that one.
I did like it. It's probably, I haven't seen every Tarantino, but it's probably my 3rd favorite.
What are the first 2?
So Django is definitely number 1.
Whoa, really?
Yes. I think we've talked about this. Like, it's the one film of his that I've seen that, even though it has problems, I like really, really, really liked.
I love that movie, but I wouldn't say it's my number 1.
And then, well, I'm pretty sure I know your number one. I think it's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Yeah, which is my number two, even though I also think that film is, again, way too long. There's parts of it that I just find immensely enjoyable. So that's number two, and I think Reservoir Dogs is probably number three.
Really? Over Pulp Fiction?
Oh, definitely. I didn't really care for Pulp Fiction.
That's crazy.
It had a few parts that I liked and a few characters that I enjoyed, and then
but the content's a bit too extreme for you to like. Because like everyone's like so deep into something bad. Like
really, Samuel L. Jackson's character is the only one that I was really like interested in following. Everybody else, which is what, like 65% of the movie, I just wasn't that invested.
I liked it for the reason that like they all kind of tie together in one way or another. And so like I don't really care.
Interesting way to tell the story.
Yeah, I'm not like a major fan of Bruce Willis's character. And then John Travolta's just kind of almost always with Samuel Jackson, except for like a few parts, which like this stuff with Uma Thurman, I liked his whole thing because it's like the boss who's involved with Bruce Willis, which is how it all ties in.
Right.
You know, he's with the boss's wife and he's terrified because the last guy got fucking rumored to be killed over a foot rub. And then he gets her to overdose. Well, she accidentally overdoses on heroin, so he's like, "I just killed her." I don't know. I love that movie. It's just, I can see why you wouldn't like it because a lot of the aspects are things that just aren't up your alley. Some of the problems I could see you having with it are also things that you don't like about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Like he gets very visual about certain things that he cares about, like old school Hollywood and types of cinematography. And some of the stuff that he does, like the driving scenes in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, you're not going to be a fan of. And then he does certain things like that in Pulp Fiction as well. There's a lot of driving. There's the dance scene, stuff like that. I could see it being like, oh, why is this happening?
That definitely contributed to it. But overall, the biggest issue I have with that movie is, and I don't know what it was exactly, because I've only seen it once. I literally, most of the characters, I just didn't care. And I don't know why. I can't say exactly why, because usually even if there's a movie that has elements I don't like, if the characters are interesting, I'll still be along for the ride. And I was bored for a lot of that film.
That's crazy.
I maybe if I saw it again, I'd feel differently. But I legitimately was not invested in over half of what was happening.
Well, now I'm curious if it is the same diner in Reservoir Dogs as Pulp Fiction. I mean, I feel like maybe he would go to the same place because the one divider where Samuel Jackson and Travolta sit when they get robbed, it looks like the same divider as in Reservoir Dogs that you see in the background when the undercover cop goes to meet with his, like, I guess, mentor or whatever he would be to him, his sergeant or just another undercover.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me if he used the same location he had used successfully once before. But do you think it's the same shooting location, or do you mean it's supposed to be like the same place?
Oh, like in the universe?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be in the same universe because Mr. White, Blondie, Mr. Blonde, who goes crazy.
Yep.
That's Travolta's brother. That's his character from Pulp Fiction. They're brothers, so it is the same universe. So it could be the same diner.
I guess it would be probably unlikely that all of this stuff happens at this one diner. But
nothing happened in the diner in Reservoir Dogs. They just talk.
And I guess it would be if they're
like a diner.
supposed to be family, then it would make sense that they'd be like whatever they'd be doing would be close by. So it's very possible.
They're all involved in crime.
Yeah, a very loving family.
Yeah.
The family that does crime together stays together.
Upset when Travolta died in Pulp Fiction. I was like, oh, why? Because he just dies out of nowhere, and the way he dies is like on the toilet. Like it was like, come on, man.
Yeah, I didn't feel much. I was just like, oh, he's dead. Okay.
I remember being upset. I wasn't like,
All right, you weren't bawling, but.
Ah, shit. There's a couple diner scenes.
I have to get some screenshots.
Well, I got them. Yeah, I'm trying to. Here, I'll show you. I got them like this, but there's a diner scene from the beginning of the movie, and then there's a diner scene from the end. So that doesn't look like it at all. But the one shot is what shows you the part, like this part from Pulp Fiction, where they're sitting. If you see, like, there's another angle, because it just keeps showing shots like this, where they're like
right
next to each other. Whereas in Pulp Fiction, it's hard to tell if it would be the same one or not. But right here, the dividers, and that's out the window, I think. There's a shot so you could see over by where they're sitting. I hate the angles of these photos because it's just showing you, like, the people talking. There you go. So the dividers there?
Yeah. The seats look the same. Not the boots.
Brown leather.
They look kind of similar, but I can't tell if the lighting's just different because the one looks brighter than the other.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, that look okay.
Well, these are like white. These are red, and then those are red. So
they could have been
white,
reupholstered.
It's hard to tell. I have no idea. I'm so curious about it. I'll just Google it on my own time, I guess.
I'll text you and else's work that they've done.
And when I'm done figuring it out, I'll text you and be like, "That movie that you forgot about, turns out they filmed in the same spot. All the same actors.
All connected."
I was really hoping that Tarantino was going to do 007.
I mean, still could,
I guess. I don't think they're going to go with it. And at this point, I feel like he's probably... It was rumored like 2 or 3 years ago, I think. Like whenever they were talking about Idris Elba doing it. Now they're doing another Daniel Craig, aren't they?
I mean, it was supposed to have been released, I think, by now. And now it's been pushed. It was pushed back to December, I think. And now it's been pushed back again to 2021.
No. Well,
so that's a bummer.
At that point, I'm not sure that Tarantino is still... Like, I'm not...
Yeah.
He's not going to wait around to take on something like that. He's like, let me know or I'm out. Like,
or the most recent thing I saw was that Tom Hardy was going to be the next James Bond.
I saw a rumor of that. I didn't know if it was true or not.
I don't think it means much of anything. It could be true or not.
I don't even know how I feel about Tom Hardy being Bond. He's a good-looking guy and everything, but he's short.
It's the role that great. Yeah,
he's short and stocky. Like he looks like looks too buff. Like you need like a taller. I mean, still. I mean, Daniel Craig's jacked, but he's like taller, sleeker, as opposed to like. I mean, Hardy played Bane, even though he's like a foot shorter than Christian Bale.
Yeah. So Hardy's 5'9".
Oh, is he that high? I thought he was like way shorter.
Craig is 5'10".
I thought he was way shorter than that. All right, well then he's not that short. He's just really, really stocky.
He's just big. He's a big guy. But I don't really see him in that role. But I mean,
I don't picture it either. Because like the closest I could even think of character-wise that he's done would be kind of whatchamacallit. The sleep one.
Guy.
The sleep one. Different levels of dreaming. Inception. His character in Inception is like the closest I could think of where he would be similar to a Bond like character. But
even there, he's sort of roguish. But
he's always roguish though. It's like the problem. Yeah. He's never. They always have him be the badass, and like Bond's not supposed to really quite be the badass. He's supposed to be more like the gentleman, the charmer. He has like badass qualities, but like Sean Connery and stuff was like.
Unless they go in a completely different route, they're like now. James Bond is
kind of like just straight to the point. At least the ones I saw. I didn't watch all of them, but I saw Skyfall and stuff. And he seemed in Casino, and in that one at the end, especially, like the bitch is dead. Like it's just like they made him more of like a darker Bond. But
apparently, what he's like in the books, much more does what he needs to do and then moves on. Which I like that interpretation, but if you were gonna go with Tom Hardy, I feel like you'd have to double down and be more like it'd become more of an action film and even less of a spy film.
Which I'm not really a fan of that idea.
You've seen, I mean, that's been done.
I want them to go back to the campy. I want villains in mountains. I want laser beams on freaking sharks. I want all of it.
That's what Mission Impossible's doing right now. Really.
I haven't seen them in a while because they got so bad. Because at least when Bond did it, it was almost like self-aware. Whereas the Mission Impossibles I saw just seemed like they're like, this is cool, right?
Down a smokestack or whatever the heck.
Yeah. Mission Impossible now is just like, I feel like they still take it serious.
The most recent one took itself too seriously. After the second one, they eased it back, and it was still very serious, but it was a little more fun. And then the fourth one, which is still my favorite, is full on just fun. It's just fun action, does not take itself seriously. Then the fifth one decided, okay, we're gonna like start going back to serious, but it was still good. And then the sixth one, the action's off the charts, amazing, but it does, I feel, take itself way too seriously. But the most recent three are still probably the best three.
I want them to be over the top, goofy, and not and self-aware at that point. Just especially if they did it with Bond. Like I want like Pierce Brosnan, like his whole section. It was like the in between. Like it was like he was supposed to be a little bit more serious than like the previous stuff, but it still had the crazy gadgets and villains. I want it to go. Maybe like the next one goes that, and then the one after that, it gets just over the top again. Like we're back in mountains, and
mountain layers with like lava
surrounding it. Yes, perfect.
Laser sharks, and
I want all of that. Yes, or just give me another Austin Powers. I heard rumors about that quite a few times. Just give me that. I want another one of those really bad.
Same difference.
Basically, I mean, you've seen them. They're basically direct parodies of like how Bond got. But yeah, I don't know. They're fun. I like them.
I never really got into the more campy Bond films. I've seen them all, but
I don't like them. I just think it'd be fun now as an adult to get my version of it, or at least Austin Powers, because I like Austin Powers. Yeah.
The pendulum swing.
There you go. It's all about that. It's all about the pendulum.
I'm down for whatever. It doesn't really matter. There's always going to be other action movies.
That should be one of the death traps. He gets stuck and he's tied to a table, and while the villain goes over his entire, plot of how he's going to take over the world, there's a pendulum swinging, and that's a big part of his speech. And as it swings, it gets lower to cut Bond in half. But then he hits his cavity in his tooth that was also a laser. And he undoes his wristbands. He's like, and he gets out like just in time before the pendulum like cuts him in half and just cuts the table in half instead.
Well done, Mr. Bond. I underestimated you.
Exposition. Do you remember that?
The next part of my plan is completely unstoppable. There is nothing you can do, Mr. Bond. Bond proceeds to punch him in the head and turn off the death beam.
Punch him.
Like, no!
You remember it was in Austin Powers, the guy Basil is like his version of I guess it'd be like O or whatever. And his name is Basil Exposition.
Yeah.
Like every time he calls, he just gives you the whole plot of the movie. I never got that as a kid. Or like the joke when like they're like running at the beginning of, I think it's the second one, like they're fleeing from something. And he turns around and is like, isn't it weird that backside of the United Kingdom looks exactly like Southern California? Like taking turns all sharp and stuff. I never as a kid, I was like, I don't get it. And like now I'm an adult, like this is one of the greatest comedies of all time. So self-aware. But it's 6:00. I'm going to go wash my sweaty body.
All right, I'll allow it.
Thank you.
I don't know what to stop you, but
You may try.
You will try, Mr. Bond, and you will fail.
Except for he's got the laser cavity. And
okay, good saves the day.
I'm gonna go. I like that theme a lot, though. But
bong, bong, bong. I was trying to do an outro for you that you could shut off on, but you've wrecked the timing. So
I'm sorry. Thank you for doing my podcast again. I wanted to say thank you. I apologize.
Been good talking to you as always.
I'd love
Have
to do
fun.
it again. Otherwise, thanks again and goodbye.
Until next time.